Welcome to Film Riot Mondays. Today we're getting to the winners of our latest Monday challenge, the Noir Monday Challenge. I'm not going to waste any time. I'm going to jump right into it because we have 3 2-minute videos to show you, starting with the third place winner, which is this one.
Anong ginhambal nila si mo party sa akon? Kung patyon mo ko, tasigon mo lang kay matulog pa ko.
Most of them were in black and white, so I did like that this was in color, and I liked the way that they used color, although I wish that it was a little more saturated with the reds. I really liked what you were doing with that, but I think that the reds could have been pulled out a little bit more. At times they were a little too washed out, where pushing that red in would have really given it that nice extra stylized look that I think you were going for. Really liked the use of the femme fatale. Really dug the camera placement, and that final reveal with the camera move was very nicely done. Overall, I thought it had a lot of really great tones of the film noir genre while also doing your own thing, which I always appreciate. But now moving on to number 2.
Gray. All of my cases are gray. Never a black or white answer to any of them. The vets warned me not to get too attached to the cases. The feelings cloud judgment. I was pretty good at staying grounded. Maybe it's because I'm an outsider. I needed a fresh start. Away from Chicago. From the corruption. But in every career, there's one case that haunts you. A case that, no matter how careful you are, draws you back in every time. Cop found dead in an alley. An outsider, like me. But I wanted the case. I needed closure. Autopsy showed nothing helpful, other than he was loaded up on whiskey. These days, who isn't? Dug through his files, calendars. One number kept popping up. 32B. Found my answer in the stiff's address book. Old abandoned house. I combed through that place like it had buried treasure. Forensics wouldn't touch the place. The other badges kept telling me to let it go. But I had the hunger. I had to understand. I had to know who. Not just for him, but for me. Same unit as The Departed. The whole squad was there. Too many drinks, illegal poker, and a room full of cops with a motive. Chief demanded I let it go. Suppose he showed his hand. Suppose the Windy City ain't the only place with dirt between the cracks. Stayed another year but closed 7 more murder cases. That cop wasn't one of them. I go back sometimes, and I look at that file, and wonder if there was anything more I could have done. Wonder if it could have been me, flying too close to the sun. May as well let it rest. I ain't coming back, and neither is he.
Number 2, I think, had the best editing of the lot. I really dug how you pieced everything together and told the story in a little bit more of a non-conventional way. There were definitely notes of David Fincher in there, and I really like how you felt the passage of time without really having to force that on you. The end was a little weaker compared to the rest of it. I didn't feel that quite landed as well as all the setup, because I really, really dug the setup. But my main complaint over the whole thing was the mix with the music. The music was a little overbearing and became very very distracting. I like the music that you chose. It just needed to come down a little bit and push that tone without it beating you over the head with that tone. But I thought all the choices were really great. Just some minor tweaks would have taken this over the top for me. But now moving on to our number one pick.
There was a turtle by the name of Bert, and Bert the turtle was very alert. When danger threatened him, he never got hurt. He knew just what to do. He ducked and covered, ducked and covered. He did what we all must learn to do. You and you and you and you, duck and cover. Dum dum, diddle dum dum, diddle dum dum, diddle dum dum. There was a turtle by the name of Bert, and Bert the turtle was very alert. When danger threatened him, he never got hurt. He knew just what to do. He ducked and covered, ducked and covered. He did what we all must learn to do. You and you and you and you, duck and cover.
Be sure and remember what Bert the Turtle just did, friends, because every one of us must remember to do the same thing. Duck and cover.
Dum dum, diddle dum dum, diddle dum, diddle dum dum. There was a turtle by the name of Bert, and Bert the turtle was very alert. When danger threatened him, he never got hurt. He knew just what to do.
This one had some of the best moments stylistically. I thought I loved the keyhole moment. I loved the selection of music. I thought that was really great to carry throughout and almost seemed to tell a bit of the story for us. I thought the style overall was great. The placement and the pacing was great. Of course, there was definitely a lack of any kind of story there, but that's not what this was about. This was more about finding a style and chasing that, and I thought you did a really excellent job. Loved the cigarette shot as well. Loved the radio. Pretty much loved everything stylistically about this, although it did suffer with what I think almost all of them suffered from. With the black and white, I personally like to push that contrast a lot more, where it felt like the highlights weren't really ever pushed as far as they should have been to really give us that nice contrast and draw out the image. So most of them end up feeling a little washed out and not popping quite as much as they definitely could and should when you're doing black and white. So that's the only thing that I would say overall for pretty much all the submissions that we saw that were in black and white. But again, congratulations to the 3 winners. We're going to be contacting you soon to get your prize. And of course, check the notes below for a list of honorable mentions. And we're going to be announcing another Monday challenge very soon. There's nothing more discouraging than having a pile of overdue paperwork while you're trying to work or do anything you enjoy at all. Well, our friends at FreshBooks have just launched their all-new version of their cloud accounting software that will give you more time to do the work that you love and not feel discouraged by the paperwork demon. FreshBooks has been redesigned from the ground up and custom built for the way that you work. It's the easiest way to become more productive, organized, and most importantly, get paid quickly. The all-new FreshBooks is not only ridiculously easy to use, it's also packed full of powerful features. You can create and send professional-looking invoices in less than 30 seconds, set up online payments with just a couple of clicks, and get paid up to 4 days faster. You can see when your client has seen your invoice and put an end to the guessing games. And right now, FreshBooks is offering a free 30-day unrestricted trial. To get that, go to freshbooks.com/FilmRiot and enter Film Riot in the How Did You Hear About Us section.
Logo.
So that's it for today. Again, we're not announcing a new Monday challenge today. We're going to be announcing that very soon. And now for what I'm watching. Recently, I was able to get out and see the new Spider-Man film, Spider-Man Homecoming. And Spider-Man was always my favorite character growing up, but the movies kind of made me not like him at all. I personally don't like any of the Spider-Man films. I know some people like some of them. I personally have hated all of them. That's just my personal opinion. But finally, we got a great Spider-Man film. I absolutely loved it. I thought everything was great across the board. It was nearly perfect, in my opinion, and probably my now favorite superhero movie. Although, if you watch the show, you know that I'm not the biggest fan of superhero films, but this is a massive exception for me. Although I do enjoy them. I watch pretty much all of them, and I enjoy the majority of them. But this one had great character development and motivations, great acting. Michael Keaton was unbelievable, and it was hilarious, shockingly hilarious. And it was finally a Spider-Man that was true to who the character should actually be. So if you're one wanting to see it and you're hesitant at all, don't be. Definitely go check that out. Until next week, don't forget to write, shoot, edit, repeat.